Welcome to another science exploration surge. A flower is the reproductive part of a flowering plant. It helps the plant produce seeds, which can grow into new plants. Today, we will discuss the parts of a flower. We will also explore which are the male and female reproductive parts of a flower, along with their functions, and see how these parts allow flowering plants to produce seeds and continue their life cycle. So please, join me as we explore about the flower anatomy.
Introduction to flower anatomy.
So here's our master blueprint for today. We're going to be looking at 4 really important parts: the sepals, the petals, the stamens, and the pistil, which you might also hear called the carpel. You can kind of think of these 4 parts as a team of special tools. They all have completely different jobs, but they work perfectly together to help the plant reproduce. And that simply means making brand new seeds. The sepals and cauls. Let's start our visual tour on the very outside of the flower. Look right at the bottom there. Do you see those small green leaf-like structures at the base? Well, those are called the sepals. Now, you might be wondering, why does a flower even need sepals? Well, before a flower opens up and looks so pretty, it's just a tiny little bud, right? The sepals act like a tough green shield. They wrap really tightly around that bud to protect the flower while it's still growing and getting ready to bloom. Moving just above those green sepals, we find the plant's colorful outfit. These are the petals, and this totally explains why flowers are just so pretty to look at. Petals are usually super bright and colorful, but actually they aren't just dressed up for us to look at. They have a really special job. Their bright colors and sweet smells are designed to act like giant welcome signs. They're basically calling out to helpful insects like buzzing bees and beautiful butterflies, inviting those pollinators to come over and visit the flower. The stamen. Okay, now that we've admired the protective outside and the colorful outfit, let's pretend we're carefully peeling back those petals. We're going to peek right into the flower's reproductive core. The crucial first piece to understand here is the stamen. The stamen is the male reproductive part of the flower. Up close, the stamen is actually made of 2 distinct parts. Right at the top, there's a little piece called the anther. And the anther is super important because it produces pollen grains. If you've ever touched a flower and gotten that powdery yellow dust all over your fingers, yep, that's pollen. That pollen holds the male reproductive cells. Now, holding up that anther is a long, thin stalk called the filament. The filament basically acts like a flagpole. It holds the anther high up in the air so that the pollen can be easily picked up and carried away by the wind or by those visiting insects we just talked about. The pistil. We've seen the male parts, so let's move right into the very center of the flower to find the female reproductive structures. Standing tall right in the middle, we have the pistil. The pistil is the female reproductive part of the flower. And just like we saw with the stamen, the pistil is made up of a few different pieces that all work together. In fact, it has 3 distinct and important sections. Let's see how this builds from the top all the way to the bottom. First, right at the very tip top of the pistil, we have the stigma. And the stigma is specially designed to be sticky. It literally has to be sticky so it can catch that yellow pollen floating by. Below the stigma is a long tube-like structure called the style. This connects the top right down to the bottom. And down at the very base, we find a swollen, round part called the ovary. Inside the ovary are these tiny little things called ovules. These ovules are the female reproductive cells, just waiting safely inside.
How seeds are made.
Okay, so we've got the sticky stigma, the tube-like style, the hidden ovules, and that dusty pollen from the anthers. But how do all these amazing male and female parts work together to solve the ultimate problem of making new seeds? Well, it happens through an exciting 3-step journey called fertilization. First, a grain of pollen gets carried by the wind or a bug and lands right on that sticky stigma at the top of the pistil. Gotcha. Then, step 2, the pollen grain travels all the way down that long tube, the style. Finally, step 3, it reaches the ovary at the bottom where it meets those waiting ovules, and when the pollen and the ovule join together, something truly magical happens. Look at this amazing result. After that fertilization journey is complete, the tiny ovules grow and develop into brand new seeds. And do you remember that round ovary that was holding the ovules? Well, that ovary actually swells up and changes, often developing into a fruit. So the next time you're eating an apple or a strawberry and you see those little seeds inside, you'll know exactly how they got there. Flower power summary. Wow, what an incredible process! We've traveled all the way from the outside of the flower right into the hidden center where the seeds are made. To summarize, every single part on this diagram has a vital role. The green sepals at the bottom and the colorful petals on the outside are our protectors and supporters. They keep the flower safe and invite insects over. Meanwhile, the stamens and the pistil right in the middle are the hard workers actually handling reproduction. Together, this perfect teamwork allows flowering plants to produce seeds and continue their life cycle, generation after generation. If you find the video informative, please like and subscribe. Thanks.